All right guys, I've started sanding down the bed of the truck again because there were a few minor imperfections that I wanted to go through and just kind of correct them and get them all smoothed out, especially if I'm going to be going through and doing the body work on the whole truck. It just makes more sense to do it the correct way. So originally the plan was to go and patina the truck, do like the fake patina. I sprayed on the color that I wanted, and then I decided not to patina it. And then I started seeing some imperfections and stuff. The idea was that was gonna add to the patina, but I'll show you what we have now. We're gonna go through and make this thing smooth and all look really good, but it's gonna start with sanding down what we've already done. All right, so you can see the blue that I had on there when I went through and painted it light blue. So originally I painted it black and then light blue over top of it. And there's another video where I'll show you how I did that. But now I've gone through and you can see all the different layers here, and I'm trying to just fill in all the little areas that had some problems. There were some dents along the top that I didn't really like, so I filled all those in. And now I'm just going through and just getting all the little imperfections, marking stuff off with some tape. But yeah, just getting everything correct this time so that it'll look as good as it can whenever it's finished. All right, so this was just gonna be just a driving truck that I was going to hold on to. I probably wouldn't care that much about it. Probably would have left it the way it was, but I do plan to eventually sell this, maybe even get another one to work on, maybe an older F100. So we're going to go through and get this all correct. We even have some panels here that go on the backside. If you've been looking for these panels, they are now on eBay. I will post a link below because I was not able to find those. Now they are finally made on eBay and there's not very many of them left. So I will put a link for it. I purchased two to get that side and the other side, even though I already went through and fixed it. But as you can see down here at the bottom, I just cut it straight across because the plan was to have a bumper sitting right there. But now I'm going to forget the bumper and we're just going to have these on the back and clean it up, make it all look nice. So we're gonna kind of go back and forth from the passenger side to the driver's side. And obviously I still have to do the passenger side, but down here I'll show you kind of what I was talking about. All this stuff, I mean, I just wanna go clean it up, get it all looking good. There's this big dent here. Again, that was gonna add to the patina. We are gonna try a new tool I got. It's a stud welder from Harbor Freight. I'll talk about it more later, but we should be able to pull that dent out. So we're gonna go through here, get all this stuff right, fill in all these little holes up here, just make it actually look good, especially if we're gonna take the time to go through this. So shouldn't take long. We're gonna start sanding this side down with some 40 grit on a pneumatic DA sander. The reason I like using the DA is because it has a flat sanding disc on the bottom and there's a little bit of play, like it'll flex a little bit, but it's pretty sturdy. So the reason I like that is because, as you can see, there's some areas like here in the blue, and those are going to be your low spots. So I can run my finger over there and actually feel that there is indeed a low spot there. So when you go through and sand everything, it's just going to show you exactly where every single low spot or high spot. So like, for example, if you have an area like this is bare metal next to this low spot. So this is a high spot, or either there's some low stuff around it. You need to just kind of check and make sure, like this is a pretty high spot. So we should honestly probably go through there and feather all that in with some body filler. And then we got a pretty good size low spot there, then a huge low spot over here. So this is actually pretty big. And down here at the bottom we have a mess, so we need to straighten all this stuff up. But yes, this is why I like using the DA, taking my time, don't get too crazy, and just keep it flat because it's going to show you exactly where you need to put your body filler at. This is the Chicago Electric stud welder. Basically you just put one of the studs into the end of the gun. It says you press into the dent until there's contact, and then you hold the button for a second. Wow. All right, that worked actually pretty good. We'll see if we are able to take our slide hammer now And then basically we're just going to slam this backward and hopefully pull this dent out. Or pull the stud off. So let's try this again. Our stud came off. It did actually come out a little bit though. All right, so now that we have it pretty much smooth, we're gonna go through and fine sand all this as we go. But we're gonna go ahead and start by addressing our low spots right here. So we're gonna mix up some body filler. And again, I will show you guys what I'm using for that. I love this stuff. It's EverCoat LiteWeight. I feel like it feathers in really nicely and it's just a really good body filler. So I will leave a link to that in the description if you're interested. It's way better than your typical Bondo brand. So we're gonna go ahead and mix some up, add the hardener, and go ahead and start adding it to the truck. All right, guys, so I've gotten the old metal cleaned out of there, and I even pulled the dent out of here. I just kind of pounded it flat. We'll have to go through and kind of refine it once we get this panel welded in place. But as you can see, it's going to be a perfect fit. So we're going to go ahead and get some bare metal exposed here so we can weld it in there. We're also going to go in and repair this little piece right here. All right, so we're going to fire up the welder, get this little part tacked into place, and see if we can't blend it all in. All right, guys, so I'm going to try to get you caught up on where we're at now. So all this stuff you see here is just self-etching primer. I've just sprayed that out of a rattle can. And that is mainly the areas that I've already gone over, done most of my filler work on. So like all along the top here, I haven't sprayed the top yet, but just the side here. And you can see where I did a little bit of filler, where I pulled the dent out, and that looks way better. So I'm just trying to go through here and make everything as smooth as possible, and kind of where I stop spraying, that's where I need to continue doing some body work and just smooth everything in perfectly. That way, whenever we go to spray base this time, it's actually a good coat. Obviously, I got this piece welded in there and everything is starting to look pretty good. I'm just trying to kind of blend it into all this panel up here. So just trying to make it smooth as possible, and it's actually looking pretty good. The section down here where the hinge mounts to, that I put in a new piece right there. So that was all corroded and rusting away. So it actually had fallen in. So whenever I was doing some body work and stuff, I pushed it in because it was so thin and corroded. So cut the old stuff out. It's actually right here on the ground. So got all this stuff out of there, put new metal in, and I think that looks pretty good. Obviously, I still have work to do on this side because this is still very corroded out. So I got to cut that piece, weld it in just like I did that one. But a lot of this other stuff on this side will be off camera. So hopefully get all this stuff done, knocked out, and then get you guys ready for the update on the cab and pick up kind of where we left off. Because again, I've sprayed it blue, and then all of a sudden I had a change of plans. So really, guys, I just want to get this done as quickly as possible without feeling like I'm rushed and everything. So because I got a lot of cool projects that I need to work on this summer, And honestly, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'll honestly probably end up selling this. So I obviously want top dollar for this. There will be another Ford F100 in my future. I can promise you that though. Also, we have the Ford 2N to work on and the International. So kind of need some more space in the garage. So again, with all these projects lined up and with the new flexibility that's been added to my schedule, which I will elaborate on a little later, but I now have about 5 to 6 days to work on some type of car stuff. So again, it's going to be a lot of videos coming this year, a lot of progress coming this year, and I'm hoping to get some like really cool projects. Anyways, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys' support for the channel. Really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because a lot of people who are watching this aren't subscribed to the channel. So please hit the subscribe button and the like button. It really helps my channel grow, and I really appreciate it. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.